From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeaux, and this is your News 8 Daily for Friday, September 6th. It is a fantastic Friday, a little cloudy. You might encounter a shower here or there today. Otherwise, though, it should be just fine for Friday night football. No storms like last week. And the temps, they're going to start cooling down this weekend. We have Colts on Sunday, and if you're going out to tailgate, you might need even a coat that morning. We're going to get down to the 40s on Sunday.
This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites, like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies, like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee for your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
Have you ever covered a carpet stain with a rug? Ignored a leaky faucet? Pretended your half-painted living room is supposed to look like that? Well, you're not alone. We've all got unfinished home projects. But there's an easier way. Thumbtack is the app that makes it easier to care for your home. Pull out your phone and in just a few taps, search, chat, and book highly rated pros right in your neighborhood. Download Thumbtack and start caring for your home the easier way.
The Indianapolis Colts are about ready to kick off the season. The team says there are new amenities and experiences for fans. News 8's Colin Bailey is at Lucas Oil Stadium with what's new.
There's a lot new for fans inside, outside the stadium, from the pregame to the food, just to even inside Lucas Oil. We're standing on the field right now. I have Laura Overton joining us. We're 2 days away from kickoff. How exciting is this?
This is incredibly exciting. We've had 8 months of waiting from that Week 18 game to now. And as soon as the schedule came out and they planned Colts with a Texans rematch and at home, everybody had it circled on their calendar, talking to the guys in the roster. They're like, this is the second chance that we want. We feel like we have unfinished business against the Texans to get a division opponent, the reigning AFC South champions, in your building Week 1. This is your opportunity to set the tone and establish what the 2024 Colts are going to be.
And being in the locker room around those guys, what have they asked fans to do when it comes to Sunday? Be loud and proud, right?
Be loud, especially when this Texans offense is out here on the field. Of course, C.J. Stroud is going to have a lot more weapons than he did at his disposal back in Week 18 when we saw him then, just based on health. And they made some big swings in free agency with roster additions. So, yeah, disrupt their offense, because I tell you what, this defensive line is set on getting after the quarterback, pressuring him early and often. So everything you can do to make sure the Texans go into that silent count, can't communicate the line of scrimmage, that's what we need from everybody. Everyone who's down here on the field, all the way up to 600s, every single one of you guys matter in this one.
What kind of changes have you seen with the team, especially from last year to this year? You mentioned it. We obviously faced the Texans last year, didn't go how we wanted into the season. What do you see the difference between last year to this year?
Number one, healthy Anthony Richardson, and then number 2, a healthy Jonathan Taylor. These are huge factors. We've talked so much about the continuity that there is in this roster, and Jonathan told me a couple weeks ago, yeah, it should be an advantage to have so much of the roster carry over from 2023, but it's on us to make it an advantage. We only saw Richardson and Taylor on the field for 2 snaps last year, so now we can finally see what this offense is going to be. It was great. Last week in media availability, Mike Chappell asked head coach Shane Steichen, how much did we see of your offense in the preseason? And Shane said, not much. When I asked Shane this week, what is this offense going to look like and how much can you tell us about what to expect? He said, explosive. That was the one word that he gave to us. So that's what you want to see out of not just Anthony and Jonathan, but, of course, all of the weapons that he has around him as well. A.D. Mitchell expected to be a big factor immediately in his rookie season. We'll see about Josh Downs, right? Had the high ankle sprain in training camp. So we'll see if he is available going into Sunday afternoon.
Should be a great time here. Kickoff 1 o'clock Sunday, 2 days away. A lot of excitement. Hopefully we see some of the explosive offense and we can get AR and Jonathan Taylor rolling here at Lucas Oil. But for now, inside the stadium, I'm Colin Bailey for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Breaking news in Fort Wayne, where investigators say a man is dead after a police shooting. Fort Wayne police say it happened just before 2 this morning. Officers were called to a home on Wells Street near West 4th Street, just north of downtown. Police say once officers were inside the home, that's where what they're calling an encounter with a man led to shots being fired. Officers have not said what led to that encounter. The man died at the scene. Police say no officers were hurt. The officers involved have been placed on administrative leave, which is standard procedure. ITMate is digging for details about sexual harassment accusations against 2 people who worked in the city government. One is now fired. The other resigned before the accusations came to light. News of the cases comes soon after claims against the mayor's former chief of staff. ITMate's Cody Fisher breaks down what he's found.
Right now, we know that Matt Pleasant was fired on Wednesday after a sexual harassment investigation. He worked in the Department of Metropolitan Development. We also know the former director of that department, Rusty Carr, is facing sexual harassment allegations as well. This internal human resources document shows the city began investigating sexual misconduct allegations against Matt Pleasant on July 22nd of this year. The investigation found overwhelming evidence that supports the allegations, which violated the workplace harassment policy. The document does not go into details about what Pleasant did. While working for the city, Pleasant also taught as a professor at Indiana University, Indianapolis. In a statement, the university said Pleasant no longer works for them. Just days after the investigation into Pleasant started, someone approached Mayor Hogsett to tell him about sexual harassment allegations against Rusty Carr. He resigned as the director of the Department of Metropolitan Development in 2023. Carr then went on to work for the Indianapolis Parks Alliance. In a statement, Mayor Hogsett said he immediately forwarded the allegations against Carr to the city's HR department. The Indianapolis Parks Alliance told me they did not know about the allegations against Carr when they hired him. When they found out, they immediately accepted his resignation. In the wake of these new allegations, Republican Brian Mowry on the City County Council is calling for Mayor Hogsett to be held accountable. What does accountability look like to you?
Accountability for me is going to be a thorough investigation into what's been going on and how long it's been going on and why it's been able to go on for so long.
Are you calling for him to step down or for him to resign or for him to be removed from office?
Pending a thorough investigation, I think that's not off the table by any means.
In a statement, Mayor Hogsett said, "It is of critical importance to me that every person who serves our community in the city-county enterprise understands they can report inappropriate behavior of any kind without fear of retribution and that all investigations will be conducted in a confidential manner." I put in a records request with the city to get the total number of sexual harassment reports they've taken in since they opened their new reporting system last week. We're also trying to find out how many active investigations the HR department is doing into those reports. So far, we have not heard back. For ITMate, I'm Cody Fisher for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
The latest IMPD officer charged with child sex crimes is in the Hendricks County Jail this morning after pleading not guilty to child molestation charges. The judge set the bond at $30,000 for Officer Kamal Bola. News 8's Kyla Russell was in the courtroom and has more on what the suspended officer told investigators.
These court documents that we've blurred so you can't see the victim's identity detail what happened inside an Avon home. Police say Kamal Bola admitted to touching a 14-year-old girl inappropriately numerous times over a 2-year period. He also admitted to having nude photos of the girl on his phone. The girl's mother told police she found a camera sitting on her daughter's bookshelf in her room. She called police, who got a search warrant for the camera. Bola admitted to buying the camera. That camera was later found smashed behind his property. Police arrested him Tuesday. During questioning, he wrote a letter to the girl, asking her not to think of him as a monster, and said, "I'm so ashamed and embarrassed. I know I ruined everything we had." In court today, Bola was quiet and only answered yes, sir, or no, sir. He could face up to 50 years in prison if he's convicted. Reporting here in Hendricks County, I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Firefighters say someone on a boat helped them rescue people from an apartment fire. The blaze left 4 people, including 2 firefighters, hurt. It happened at the Island Club Apartments just south of Eagle Creek Reservoir. The complex has its own small lake, and firefighters say as they dealt with the flames, a person on a boat shouted at them that there was someone on the back balcony that crews could not see. The fire ended with the building badly damaged and 4 injuries. Authorities say one person jumped from the second-story balcony and was treated and released at the scene. A person pulled from the third floor suffered serious injuries. One firefighter went to the hospital for injuries, and the other got treatment at the scene. The agency that runs 911 dispatch in Indianapolis is asking for a $2 million budget increase next year to help combat staffing shortages. The agency's chief says about 20% of their dispatcher positions are open, and that's leading to slower response times. He says it's tough to keep people when they can't offer competitive pay.
We always look at how do we provide the service that's needed. That's how we build our budget. This is the service that's needed. This is what we present to you in order for us to be able to do our job that's required of us.
He says the starting annual pay for dispatchers will be $54,000 in 2025. Right now, the agency needs about 175 dispatchers to be fully staffed. Governor Eric Holcomb is pledging Indiana's support to Ukraine as its war with Russia drags on. As we first showed you yesterday on Daybreak, Holcomb went to Ukraine after a trade mission to Italy and Slovakia. The governor and Ukrainian leaders signed a memorandum of understanding on economic partnerships, academic exchanges, and cultural initiatives.
Understanding that the sky's the limit for a lot of our companies that have been rooted in the state of Indiana for decades, some more than a century, much more than a century, that can continue to scale up, and they need to do that throughout the world.
Holcomb is the first sitting governor from the United States to visit Ukraine since Russia's invasion. The 14-year-old accused in this week's Georgia school shooting faces his first court appearance today. The boy's father is now charged, too. Investigators say Colin Gray told them he bought the AR-15 style rifle used in the shooting as a Christmas gift. The FBI says investigators questioned both father and son last year about online threats to commit a school shooting. Both now face several counts, including murder. Prosecutors are charging the teenager as an adult. A new addition to the downtown skyline is an important step closer to happening. The Indianapolis Historic Preservation Commission has given its approval to a new $300 million hotel and concert venue. The Shinola Hotel is slated for Pennsylvania Street across from Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where the former CSX building is now. Developers say the hotel will have 170 rooms, a theater that holds up to 4,000 people, and a sky bridge to the Fieldhouse.
We think about the incredible redevelopment that's happening along the Georgia Street corridor, from the Signia on one end to the CSX project on the other, the planned redevelopment of Circle Center in between. It's really exciting to be able to have that much momentum.
Construction is scheduled to start later this year and is set to be finished in 3 years. The Boeing Starliner spacecraft is scheduled to return home today without its astronauts. Instead, they're staying at the International Space Station. NASA says it's not sure that the Starliner is safe enough to take the team home. And the astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams will stay on the International Space Station until February. NASA says that the spacecraft is undocking from the ISS and is returning to Earth, but it does depend on weather as to when. Check your Powerball tickets. The Hoosier Lottery says a ticket sold at Kroger on the southwest side of Indianapolis is worth $50,000. It matched 4 of the 5 numbers on Wednesday. Hoosier Lottery says that ticket was sold at the Kroger on Kentucky Avenue. The Powerball jackpot for Saturday is now at $112 million. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
Getting the smile and confidence you've been dreaming about, all from the comfort of your home, isn't a total mystery with Bite Clear Aligners. Just don't be surprised if all your friends start asking, "What's your secret?" Begin by ordering your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95. Bite Clear Aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces, plus they offer flexible financing, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
What makes a life a good one? Is it the adventure you have? Or the friends you find along the way? Maybe it's pursuing your passion while striving to protect, defend, and save what you believe in every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? In the Coast Guard, we think it's all of the above and more, but you'll have to find out for yourself. Visit gocoastguard.com to learn more.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.